Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're about set to go here. If the band, which I think they will end up performing the national anthem, we will go ahead and carry that live. It's a nice treat for us, and you can hear the band a little bit in the background as the team takes the field. But for about the first time, I got to thinking about this the other night, Mark, is that this is first time you and I have been here to broadcast a Challengers game since the first start for Keegan Shawn at quarterback.
Well, yeah, they didn't have turf then. And I don't think this press box was here either.
I don't think it was, unless we were out on that landing because we were doing radio.
Well, I think we were over there somewhere where that weight room is. It seems like the stands were on the other side.
You know, you could be right. You could be right.
Or it was old, because I don't remember being up in a nice press box like this.
Yeah, I told Dave Earhart, the athletic director for Phoenix, this is the gold standard right here.
Yeah, this is really nice.
You
and it
bet.
looks like they are getting ready for the anthem.
So we're going to go ahead. Mark and I are going to turn our mics down, and we're going to turn the crowd mic up. So there you have it, the Phoenix Pirates marching band. And, well, if you weren't awake before, you are awake now. Hello and welcome, fans, to this live video streaming event from Table Rock Sports Productions in partnership with our local school districts and outstanding business sponsors who make these live presentations possible. I'm Jim McCoy along with Mark McLemore. Johnny McCoy is on the camera coming to you live from Phoenix High School in Phoenix, Oregon, and we thank you for joining us today. Welcome to the Lithia Superstore pregame show powered by Siskiyou Cellular in Southern Oregon and featuring the Pirates versus the Challengers. We're pleased to bring you this game on TableRockSports.net in partnership with the Phoenix School District and our sponsor business partners. Joe Brett is the executive producer for this event. Our sponsors keep these events free for fans to enjoy. Please let them know you appreciate their support. Please help Table Rock Sports by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and thank you if you already have. This portion of the pregame show brought to you by Bill's Glass. Bill's Glass is the clear choice in Southern Oregon for almost 50 years. Locally owned, family run. Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass. Well, Mark, it has been a while since we've been in Phoenix, and, you know, since the last time we were in this town, a lot has happened here over the years, and I think, you know, the football program is almost kind of like a microcosm of the community in that it's a rebuilding process. Coming back from the Almeida fire about 3 years ago, seems like year by year they increase the numbers of players that are coming out for football. This year, a new mentor in Charlie Hall, who's come over after coaching for a few seasons over at SOU, and he was a coach at Ashland before that. So I have to imagine with this young Phoenix program that you're talking with a guy who comes in with a little bit of street cred. And, you know, as I watch and I think about over at Cascade with Getman having been there for 13 years, Rob Klecker just celebrating 250 wins as volleyball coach with the program, that it can't be understated the value of coaching, culture, and continuity in terms of making a successful program.
I think there's no doubt about that. And you look even at the results from this year with the Pirates. You remember they didn't win a game last year, I don't believe, if I remember correctly. And this year they haven't won one yet. But if you look at the scores, much more competitive games. The last 3 games especially. They lost to St. Mary's 10-6. They lost to Douglas 24-28. And they lost to Brookings Harbor 14-6. So very competitive games, and a team that wasn't competitive at all last year is at least competitive this year. So I see that as a step in the right direction for sure.
Absolutely. Well, now tonight what we'll see as we take a look at the starting lineups, we will see a Phoenix Pirates team that is young, that after an injury to their quarterback Turner, that they're going with a freshman at quarterback tonight, and no doubt it'll be a baptism by fire for him as he gets ready to take on a challenger defense that thrives on speed and blitzing and will throw everything at him. The teams are getting set to take the field. The Pirates in their home dark blue uniforms with red trim and white numerals. The Challengers in their road whites getting ready to kick it away. Kicking away for Cascade Christian will be Alex Fianaka. Fianaka, we'll see him at starting defensive end tonight. Sophomore, former soccer player, and he'll get ready to kick it away. End over end kick, and it'll bounce out of the arms of the return man for the Pirates. That is Alberto Gonzalez. He'll be stopped just short of the 20-yard line, where it'll be a 1st and 10 for the Pirates.
Well, and you talked about the stadium. A lot has changed. Well, when we were here the last time, it certainly wasn't turf, and I don't believe there was this beautiful grandstands and press box facility that they have here now. And you're right about one thing you said earlier before we got on the air. Really nice place to come and watch a football game.
So the Pirates get set to take the field. And they'll line up in kind of a pro set. 3 receivers, a tight end, and a single setback. In at quarterback looks like they're going to go with Montez there. And
yeah, Montez the quarterback, definitely. And it looked like Cody Martin was the running back, I believe.
Yes. Going to try to get that.
Look, he got about 5 yards on the play.
So that'll bring up about a 2nd down. We'll call it about 4. Split out wide to the right is Wyatt Dean. Montez going to roll out to his right. Chasing him down is Moody. Also there is Mason Hoffman.
Mason just shoves him out of bounds there. Probably got about a yard.
And now let's see if we can't. I'm going to have to redo this for the starting lineups. We will get those for you eventually. But right now what we have is a 3rd down, and we'll call it about 6 at the 26-yard line.
Big 3rd down for Phoenix against the Challenger defense. You want to at least get a little bit of momentum, pick up a couple of 1st downs against the Challengers. Let's see what they do here.
Montez out of the shotgun formation, and he'll throw a quick out there, and making the pass, making the reception is Tobias Akpen. And that'll be a fresh set of downs as the Pirates move the chains.
Yeah, and nice patience there by Montez, getting the ball out to his big wide receiver, who a couple of blockers out in front, picks up about 9 yards and gets Phoenix a 1st down. And, that's a good way to start the game for Phoenix. At least get 1 1st down and maybe get some momentum here, moving the ball down against the Challengers. We've seen the Challengers defense take a little while to adjust so far this season to different teams as they played them. Most of those teams have had their best success against that Challenger defense. Fumble
on the turf, and it is recovered by Peyton Maurer.
I was going to say most of those teams have had their best success against the Challengers in the first quarter, and right when I say that, the football gets fumbled, and Peyton Maurer right there to jump on it for the Challengers.
So the Challengers will take over offensively with great field position. They'll have the ball at the Phoenix 39-yard line. So opening moments of the ball game, and well, it's a little bit reminiscent of the Douglas game last week, where Douglas had some success moving the football early, and then they coughed it up, and the Challengers turned right around and scored. Scaglione will throw it out in the flat to Luke Wilson.
And man, unfortunately for the Challengers, that ball wasn't completed because Luke Wilson, they only had 2 defenders out there on that side of the field. That would have been a huge play for the Challengers, but luckily for Phoenix, it was incomplete.
So it'll bring up a 2nd down and 10.
So the Pirates catch a break on that, as they were not in position to defend that play, but luckily for them, the play never happened, or pass wasn't completed, I should say. And now we have an offsides call against Phoenix. So the Challengers pick up a quick 5 yards and make it 2nd now and 5.
Okay, let's get you that starting lineup for the Challenger offense. Quarterback is Ashton Moody, running back Caleb Scaglione, Peyton Maurer, Luke Wilson, Dylan Westlake, Christopher Freilich, the receivers, Jack Nips, Cole Breitler, Zach Cook, Sam Seiss, and Mason Hoffman along the offensive line.
So now we have a false start on the Challengers. So the 5 yards they just gave back. And 2nd and 10 now for Cascade Christian.
So let's take a look at that home defense for the Pirates. Maybe we'll just go ahead and wait to get that in after this play. So it'll be Moody with Scaglione in the backfield, trips out to the right. And ball loose on the turf, a little bit of trouble with it there. And I tell you what, it has just been a comedy of errors thus far in the ball game for both teams.
Yeah, really for both teams. Challengers lose a couple of yards after Moody kind of fumbled that one. But
so your defensive line is Akpen, Aiden Reyna, Dawson Ford, Sean Donahoe. They also have Angelo Tom, Luke Jennings, Parker Devey, Alberto Gonzalez, Derek Corder, Cody Martin, and Wyatt Denny. Now Ashton Moody with the carry. And he'll take it across the 35-yard line down to about the 33. And it will be a 4th and about 5 or 6. Moody dropping back, rolling to his right, left-hander throws, pass complete to Wilson. Wilson takes the 20-yard line. Down the sideline he goes, inside the 10 as the Challengers take it into the red zone.
Yeah, Luke Wilson wide open in the flat as a couple of the Challenger receivers clear out the area, and he sneaks into the flat, picks up a big gain and a 1st down for Cascade Christian. So after a couple of weird plays there for the Challengers, they finally get a 1st down. Down inside, well, about the 13. 22 yards on the gain.
Trips now out to the left, and the ball loose on the turf. Fumble recovered. That's Akpen for Phoenix.
So the Challengers about ready to score and drop the ball on the turf. Picked up by Akpen. Nice play by him, being in the right spot at the right time. Well, the Challengers look a little rough. The Pirates look a little rough. Both teams not looking their best here in the first quarter.
So let's take a look at the starting lineup, although there's been a change since Coach Hall gave it to me. Originally he had Eric Calhoun at quarterback, but we've seen Montez there tonight. Martin in the backfield with him. Receivers are Akpen, Gonzalez, Wyatt Dean, and Sid McQueen. And Donahoe, Vaca, Reyna, Tom, and Ford, the offensive line. 1st down and 10 for Phoenix. Little wind in their sails right here as Martin takes the carry. He'll cross up to about the 19 yard line. So good pickup on first down for the Pirates.
Yeah, he gets about 4 yards, maybe 5 on the carry.
So this game looking a lot different, Mark, than the affair we saw last year between these two teams.
Well, already both teams looking a little bit shaky.
Yeah.
Not really, no fluidity to either offense so far.
Out to the right for the Pirates, Akpen. Number 8 is Gonzalez. And a little bit of pressure there and a sack taken down to the backfield. Making the sack for the Challengers. Looked like that might have been Zach Cook.
Yeah, great minus. Big negative yardage of almost 10 on the play.
So that'll bring up a third down and long for Phoenix. Third and about 14. Challengers, still some pieces of the puzzle banged up. We do see Derek Farmer in defensively for the Challengers. And then pressure coming, and a fumble on the play, and a recovery, scramble for the ball.
And I think Phoenix ended up with it from the indication from the referee, but clear back at almost maybe about the 1 yard line. Yeah, it is the 1 yard line. So a loss of about another 10 on the play.
So 4th and forever to go. And really no option for the Pirates to do anything but punt it away. It looks like getting ready to kick will be the senior Alberto Gonzalez. And he'll be punting out of the back of his end zone. Pressure coming. And whistle blows.
It's a safety. He stepped out of the back of the end zone, the punter did. So it's going to be a safety. The Challengers get on the board. 2-0.
So a 2-0 ball game, and we don't see a lot of this happening every day, but
did it turn into a baseball game?
I think it just did.
2-0.
So now here in the National League Championship Series.
Yes.
It is, well, and then you have Pirates in Major League Baseball, but those Pirates haven't been in the postseason in a long time.
No, they haven't.
But, you were talking about this Phoenix program. I think for a lot of people who are recent followers of high school football in Southern Oregon may not be aware of, there's a really rich tradition of football here at Phoenix. Going back, they started out with a 6-man program back in the 50s, and then Jack Woodard, for whom the stadium is named, took over the program. They won a pair of state championships under him. You fast forward to the 70s, 80s, you have coaches like Ron Williams and his spin tee offense, and you have guys like Harry Mondale taking and coaching the program, Joe Hagler, and all told in Phoenix history, 4 state championships won over the years. Now, the last few years have been a lot different for the program, but Charlie Hall, who's had experience with rebuilding programs, is endeavoring to do the same here at Phoenix. And as you say, Mark, they're playing much more competitive football this year, and it's a good thing to see. So now, after the safety, it'll be kicked away. It'll go to the turf, and it'll end up going out of bounds at about the 37-yard line. You can see there they would just as soon keep it away from the return man, Luke Wilson. And we'll see if the Challengers can fare any better than they did on their first drive, which...
Now, where are they going to put the football? I think it should go at the spot it went out of bounds, right, Jim? I believe.
I would think so, and in which case it did. If it did, it would be right there. You can even see the little yellow bean bag right there at about the 39. And it looks, well, I see an official pointing toward the middle of the field. And
I think they're going to move it back 5 yards and kick it again was the gist of what he said. It's at least my understanding. So it looks, oh no, they're just adding 5 yards on to the end of the play, I guess.
All right, so 2-0 ball game. Challengers pitching a shutout so far. Moody going to throw it in the flat to Maurer. Maurer makes the reception, crosses the 40-yard line, down to the 33.
A nice job by Maurer on the catch and a 12-yard gain. Another first down for the Challengers as they keep this, start this drive, I should say, in good field position and pick up a quick first down.
So that'll spot the ball at about the 33-yard line. Sun going down here on what has been such a contrast from last Friday night in all the rain. Mark, we'll take it.
Absolutely.
And then we have
false start on the Challengers, it looks like.
I can tell you that my sense of things is that emotions are going to be running a little high in the team meeting on Monday. That no matter what the situation is, this is not the way the coaches drew it up.
No, and it's definitely sloppy so far for the Challengers. The offense does not look like it's in sync, and that's very unusual for what we've seen so far this season.
So 1st and 15, Wilson in motion to the outside. And dodging danger there is Ashton Moody. He gets some pressure there, completes the pass to Christopher Freilich. He'll take the catch, run it up the sideline inside the 20.
About a 20-yard gain there. A nice scramble play by both Freilich and Moody.
Well, you think about it, last week one of Moody's touchdown passes came on a bit of a scramble play where he was eluding pressure from the Douglas defense and threw a touchdown pass to his stepbrother. So on first down, Moody looking right straight up the middle. The pass is intercepted, but a flag.
That's a hold on the Challengers. That's not going to count. And that was not a good throw by Moody.
Depending upon the result of the play, it would be his first interception of the year.
Well, like I said, that's a hold on the Challengers. They're not going to take it. They're going to take the football. And so Moody with his first interception of the year, and he did not throw that with some conviction. He kind of hesitated before he threw that ball, and when you know what usually happens when you hesitate, not good things.
He who hesitates is lost.
And that's exactly what happened there. And the Challengers, so far, like I said, very, very sketchy with their offensive flow. Not like we're used to seeing. I have a feeling, though, what Phoenix is, based on their configuration, they're telling the Challengers to throw the football. They've got 6 to 8 guys in the box, and so far the Challengers have not been able to take advantage of that in the secondary.
So the Pirates take it over deep in their own territory, but doing what no other team has done before in picking off Ashton Moody. Martin with the carry. He ends up eluding a would-be tackler. Gains a little bit of running room and gets it out to about roughly 3-4 yard line where it'll be second down.
Yeah, really not much there. Am I out of the way, John? Am I out of the way? No, we need to go down. Oh, you're good.
So a second down and long for Phoenix. Split out wide to the right is Wyatt Dean. A pair of receivers out to the right, wide right, is Julian Montez. So they're throwing a couple of different looks, are the Pirates. And Martin with the carry.
And guess who's in there for the Challengers? Drop him for about a yard loss. That's a nice job that time by Mason Hoffman in the backfield once again for the Challengers.
He has really found his place as a linebacker for the Challengers this year, and has been one of the top tacklers on the team. The Challengers continue without the services of Brendan Van Wart, who is sidelined with a shoulder injury. Most likely will be back next week. Derek Farmer returning to the defensive alignment for the Challengers. 3rd down and long. They'll try to get some success by moving the football on the ground.
And the keeper.
They'll bring up 4th down.
I think gained about 1 yard, and so far Phoenix not very successful running the football. I have them 8 carries for -7 so far.
So we remember last time that the Pirates attempted a punt and ended up resulting in a safety. This time, though, short, low kick. Scaglione will grab it, spins around, right around the 20-yard line, and he's wrapped up there by the Pirates. That is Braden Winters. And the Challengers try to see if they can't untangle this ball of string that has been their fortunes offensively in the first quarter.
Yeah, an interception and a fumble, 2 turnovers for Cascade Christian in the first quarter, and really they've been pretty much turnover free this year, so kind of a surprise to see that.
Ball at the 20, 4:04 left to go in the first quarter of play. Scaglione behind the quarterback, Moody. Scaglione running, he's got wide open running room. He'll run it in, takes it to the crib, touchdown Challengers.
So 20 yards on the touchdown run, and I was wondering if they were going to get back to a little bit of the run game, and they do right there. Well, 20 yards right up the gut for the Challenger first touchdown.
And we'll go ahead and show that to you. Challenger backfield, you can see right away just that opening there on the left side, and Scaglione doesn't need much to work with, and he scampers it home. And now the Challengers will attempt the point after to try to make it a 9-0 ball game. Mason Hoffman out of the hold of Moody. And nowhere, the kick is up, and it is good. $3:59 left to go in the first quarter of play. Challengers lead this one 9-0. We'll take a quick timeout and be back with more action here on TableRockSports.net.
I ride the bus because it helps me get places on my own terms. Another day, another ride. And it's all thanks to Sophie. Everybody say hello to Sophie.
We ride the bus to get to school. We used to carpool from Medford, but this way, we don't have to worry about gas or parking.
Another day, another opportunity for David to be a public menace.
Hey.
Whoa!
Kickoff by the Challengers. That looked like that went out of bounds there, Mark.
It did, which means that the Pirates are going to get great field position here up at the 35.
Well, you know that Fiannaca is probably not going to kick a couple of bum kicks in a row, so the Pirates, seeing the wisdom in that, will take the field position. And now they will try to see if they can't come up with an answer with about 3.5 minutes left to go here in the first quarter of play. So the Pirates varying up their looks. We saw Julian Montez at quarterback to start the game. We've seen him at wide receiver a little bit too. Right now he's back in the backfield. He's got a pair of receivers out to his right. And they're going to go ahead and hand the ball off here on first down and running it out to the 37-yard line.
There's a flag on the play.
Braden Winters with the carry.
I'm guessing that's going to be a hold, but let's see. It's kind of in the location where you would expect it to be a hold, or a fake. Could possibly be like hands to the face or something like that too. Let's see what they call.
So, discussion continues.
Yeah, they're trying to figure out where they're going after the game, I think.
Yeah.
How about Buffalo Wild Wings? No, maybe we should go to Abby's. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah. Well, do we want to do that, or do we want to go back to the man cave for a poker game? Okay, now.
And it is a hold against Phoenix. It's a 10-yard spot foul. So it looks like it was 3 or 4 yards down the field. So
that'll move the football back to the 30-yard line. 3:53 to go. So a first and long. And they'll hand the ball off. And once again, carrying the football, we've seen Martin in the backfield. All right, now Braden Winters finding some success.
Yeah, that was a nice run by Winters as he picked up about 3 yards, 4 yards maybe. And you don't see Ashton Moody miss many tackles. He missed one right there. He's kind of hobbling around out there. I hope he's okay.
Yeah, both of these teams have been pretty banged up as of late. Turner had been their starting quarterback, but I saw him on crutches before the game. Also see Shane Gordon without pads on, out of uniform this evening. Winters giving it the old college try.
And that time Mason Hoffman, and you saw a safety blitz from Peyton Maurer that time as well. And he loses a couple of yards on that one.
So that'll bring up a third down. It looks like at about 14. So Phoenix, what you would tend to think would be a passing situation here with 2:23 left to go in the first.
Yeah, you got one-on-one on the outside up there at the top. Dylan Westlake against their best receiver, Akpen.
And then a near interception. They're trying to run in on it. Is Derek Farmer. He couldn't hang on to it, and he's battling through a little bit of a hand injury right now. Explaining his absence last week.
Yeah, and he's back on the sideline here. And a pretty much of a passing situation here. Take one of the, it's going to be a punt situation, excuse me. That's probably why they took him out. Fourth down. They had the marker over there saying third, but they finally got it flipped over.
So the Pirates will try to kick it away here. Late in the first quarter. Lefty boot high in the air. It'll fall to the turf, take a couple of bounces, and rolls down to about the 36-yard line. And that is where Cascade Christian will take it with a couple of minutes remaining here in the first quarter of play.
So far in this game, Phoenix has run a total of 13 plays for 7 yards so far for them. Challengers, on the other hand, have ran 8 plays, and they're not much more impressive for 71 yards so far here in the first quarter.
So 4 receiver set, Twins on either side, but we've got Maurer now in motion, lining up tight. On first down, the hand to Scaglione. He'll run up the sideline, gets it up to about the 49, so he'll end up picking up another set of downs for the Challengers. Scaglione coming into the ball game with 300 yards rushing on the season. Second leading rusher on the team behind Ashton Moody, who had 301 coming in.
Oh, pretty close together, I think.
Can't get any closer than that. So Challengers just short of midfield. Moody, quick drop, passes complete to Maurer. Maurer, 40-yard line, down to about the 37. So the Challengers chewing up large chunks of yardage here late in the first quarter.
Yeah, starting to get some rhythm to the offense finally. Peyton Maurer involved again.
So the ball at the 37, first down and 10, 1:18 and counting to go in the first quarter of play. Freilich sells the fly sweep, but Moody will hang on to it. And he'll end up running it down, brought down at about the 27-yard line. So another strong run by Ashton Moody.
About 12 yards and a first down. A lot of times when you fake that fly sweep, a lot of the eye candy is going in one direction, and the linebackers flow toward the candy and give you a nice big opening to run through, as you saw Ashton Moody on that play.
Little swing pass out in the flat. Freilich will end up taking it down to another fresh set of downs for the Challengers as they work their way into the red zone.
Looks like it's a first down, but they're trying to figure it out over there. Maybe it's just short.
Okay, so they're going to call it second and inches. Moody going to go for it all. Looking for Westlake in the corner of the end zone. Overthrows his intended target. And it'll bring up third down.
I think he had him over there. Just complete. Westlake's pretty fast.
Yes.
So you run a route like that, the pump fake better be a lot quicker so you can get rid of that ball.
Yes.
Because otherwise you're throwing it out the back of the end zone like we saw there.
So third and very short for Cascade. Moody rolling out to his left. And he'll go ahead and take it himself and runs it inside the 10-yard line, where he'll pick up a Challenger first down.
Yeah, 8 yards for Moody on the run. And I like rolling him out like that because it does give him the option to run. And he just takes off and picks up the first down.
So it'll be
first and goal for the Challengers from the 9.
Got 2 seconds left to go here in the first quarter.
I think once
play.
the chains are, I was going to say I think the quarter's going to run out once the chains are set, and it does.
So we have 1 quarter of football under our belts, and, it's been interesting. We'll say that much. We'll take a quick timeout. It is the Challengers 9 and the Pirates nothing. We'll be back after these messages.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Enjoy the patio weather and a brand new menu at Tap Rock Northwest Grill, where friends and family gather and memories are made. Come visit us today or visit our website.
I got here at 5.
Halfway down the street.
Got here at about 5:30 or so, and even then, it was filling up pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's amazing. A lot of people here.
Yeah. So the only bad thing about this spot right here is that I cannot see the scoreboard.
Oh, you can't?
No. Okay, we're back here to start the second quarter of play. First and goal for the Challengers. They lead in the ball game by a score of 9-0. Moody, man in motion. They'll go ahead and hand it off, and that looks like Wilson there, and he's going to run toward the pylon.
Touchdown.
And he's in.
Nice job by Luke Wilson on the fly sweep. He made one little hesitation move, like he was going to cut it inside to get around the edge, and he picks up 9 yards in the touchdown.
So we'll show the replay to you. You can see Wilson from his slot on the left side taking that handoff. Finds outside room, and once he breaks containment, it's over.
Yeah, he gets around the edge. There's not many people that are going to catch him. So 11:54 to go here in the second quarter, and the Challengers take a commanding 15, maybe 16, pending the extra point 0 lead. And we've got, I think, a little bit of a movement up front, so it's probably going to be a 5-yard off. I think a 5-yard false start penalty on the Challengers.
You don't want to make it too easy for Mason. Make him work for it a little bit. It was kind of a quiet week for him last week with all the stormy weather. Challengers almost exclusively going for 2 after every touchdown against Douglas.
So actually, it's they're calling something against the Pirates.
One of the occupational hazards of having a young team is, in some cases, a lot of these guys are, kind of getting their on-the-job training of, okay, crossing off that list of things, you don't want to do again. So now Hoffman lessens the degree of difficulty for the point after attempt. Moody the hold. Long snapper is Zach Cook. Kick is up. And it is good.
Not a lot of times you see your middle linebacker kicking extra points, but nice job by Mason Hoffman there.
11:54 left to go here in the first half of play. The Challengers lead in the ball game by a score of 15-0. Table Rock Sports welcomes Solar Pros and owner Mason Mahaffey to our sponsorship team. Solar Pros can save you thousands on your home solar panels installation. Check out their Facebook page to learn more. Search Facebook Solar Pros NW. Also, thanks to our sponsors, including Conger Morris Funeral Directors of Southern Oregon and the Rogue Valley Transportation District. Routes have expanded to help you get to work, school, or appointments. Visit rvtd.org to learn more. We'll go ahead and take a quick 30-second timeout, and when we return, we'll be back with more football action here on TableRockSports.net.
My name is Mason Mahaffey. I'm the Solar Pros Manager of Oregon, and I'm also a teacher and a coach here in the Rogue Valley. Have you looked into solar panels and it didn't make financial sense? I brought Solar Pros here to Oregon to make it more affordable for working class families to put solar on their home. Solar Pros is purposely beating our competitors' prices by thousands of dollars because we are that serious about saving you money. Solar Pros PNW provides the most comfortable, educational, and personal solar experience in Oregon. Visit our Facebook page at Solar Pros PNW to see all of our projects and all the families that we are helping save money.
We got Gonzalez back deep.
Get Angelo on the hash mark, please. He's too far in the middle. Get Angelo on the hash mark. Hash mark.
Back here at Jack Woodard Stadium in Phoenix. Alex Fianaka getting set to kick it away. And this one's going to bounce right about the 4-yard line. Segundo.
He put his knee down.
So Segundo back as the deep man for the Pirates. He'll take the knee there, and Charlie Hall and company will see if they can't come up with an answer here early in the second quarter. And Mark, you were looking at the yardage totals from the first quarter, and I think they were pretty telling. You take the sloppiness of the Challengers out of the equation.
Yeah, they still had 128 yards of offense in the first quarter. 58 rushing, 70 passing. To Phoenix's 9 passing and -2 rushing. So the Pirates with only 7 yards of offense. The Challenger defense still doing a great job, as they have all year, against the run and the pass, and really holding the Pirates in check so far. And the offense, other than those turnovers, finally got some rhythm there the end of the first quarter and into the second.
Winters with the carry for the Pirates. He'll end up picking up a couple of yards on the play. And so positive yardage there on first down, and you'll take the positives where you can find them in a game like this.
Well, and you can tell how the Pirates are, they're huddling, they're taking their time, and they know as they do that to keep the ball out of the Challengers' hands.
So Montez at quarterback. In the backfield with them is Winters. Split out wide to the left is Tobias Akpan, 6'4", 190-pound receiver. Kind of the Pirates' answer to Peyton Maurer. The hand to Winters. And once again, that offensive line for the Pirates doing a nice job of helping their teammate out.
And getting them in a nice job that time by getting a good gain on second down, about 4 or 5 yards.
So that'll bring up a 3rd down and 4. The Pirates at about their own 13-yard line. Montez. And a little problem with the snap there.
And he
just kind of off of his fingertips.
And he just has to fall on it. And that's going to take the ball back to the original line of scrimmage.
So that'll bring up 4th down. And Gonzalez will get ready to kick it away for Phoenix. Back deep to receive for the Challengers. Standing at the 38-yard line is Caleb Scaglione. And another line drive kick.
And unfortunately, right out of bounds. Challengers going to have excellent field position.
So the Challengers will get it right at about the 25-yard line. So a short field to cover. And Cascade Christian already sitting in pretty good shape with the 16-0 lead. They'll come out with trip receivers to the right. Inside slot is Luke Wilson. Outside slot is Christopher Freilich. And split wide is Peyton Maurer. They're going to go empty backfield. Moody takes the snap, throws it to Maurer. Maurer has running room.
Touchdown.
And he's in.
20-yard pass and catch on the tunnel screen. We saw Phoenix run that earlier. This time the Challengers run it in for the touchdown. Nice job by Moody getting the ball out quickly, and Peyton Maurer, he knows what to do with that when he gets it out in that area. Cuts it right up the field. Big hole. Nice blocking by the line out in front of him and into the end zone for the 20-yard touchdown.
So Cascade Christian extending the lead, and Mason Hoffman will get ready to attempt the point after out of the hold of Ashton Moody. You're going to try to make it a 23-0 ball game here. There goes the kick. End over end, and it is good. Hoffman makes it a 23-0 ball game. John L. Scott scoreboard here with
9:04.
9:04 left to go here in the first half of play. We'll take a quick timeout, and we'll be back here with more on TableRockSports.net.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Come enjoy the patio weather and a brand new menu at Tap Rock Northwest Grill, where friends and family gather and memories are made. Come visit us today or visit our website.
Challengers kick it away, and back there to take it is Segundo for Phoenix. He'll go ahead and take it across the 25-yard line up to the 30. Tackle made by Derek Farmer.
Nice return, though.
Yes, it did. That'll give the Pirates some pretty good field position here as we make our way through the second quarter. Pirates looking for answers here as they trail in the ball game by a score of 23-0. And we've seen at moments where they've made plays, and then there have been others where either penalties or mishandling the football has been their undoing. In the backfield will be Parker Devy. He'll join Montez, the quarterback. And Devy immediately taken by Farmer. Farmer, who missed last week, well, he's making up for lost time here with his presence defensively tonight.
Yeah, loss of about 3 on the carry. And you mentioned Farmer's lack of play last week, and I think we saw, a little bit of a hole there. He's a big physical kid.
He is. No question about it. A fantastic athlete. A lot of people may forget. I mean, we were talking during the summer, was it going to be Moody or was it going to be Farmer at quarterback? And then Moody, the senior, well, he's had a fantastic season so far.
On both sides of the football as well.
Yes. And Farmer has found other ways to contribute, which is what a good athlete can do. And then we have a collapse in the Pirate backfield, not able to get anything out of that. So they'll end up losing a couple more yards out of that as the ends up being moved back to the 26-yard line. So it'll be a 3rd down and long. Challenger defense dialed in. Pitching a shutout last week against Douglas, 48-0 ball game. Next up on the Challenger schedule might be the surprise in the league this year in Lakeview, who is undefeated at this moment.
Yeah, and ranked to number 2 in the state.
And now we got pressure coming. Montez, then we have a interception. It is Wilson. Wilson runs it home and he scores. So Luke Wilson.
Yeah, nice job by Wilson stepping in front of that. He read it all the way. Steps in front, makes the interception, and returns it 30 yards for a touchdown. And the Challengers right back on the board.
Like Jesse James on horseback, Luke Wilson with the robbery and the touchdown.
7 minutes here to go in the second quarter. Challengers back on the board. Mason Hoffman back out to try the extra point.
Talking about making up for lost time, like I said, he didn't get to kick the ball very much at all last week, and getting his opportunities here this evening. Came into tonight making 15 out of 20 on his extra point tries. And a little bit of trouble there. Now Hoffman looking to throw it, and Bauer couldn't hold on to it.
He should have had it. Didn't quite throw it far enough, and it got tipped. And even with it being tipped, Maurer almost caught it.
So your score now, as we make our way through the second quarter, the Challengers lead in the ball game 29-0. We'll be right back after these messages.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
Any time is a good time to plan your funeral, except at the time of the funeral. At Conger Morris, we know that there are so many advantages to planning ahead. It eases the burden on our families at their worst time. Pre-planning also alleviates their stress, knowing the funeral costs are already taken care of. And it allows your service to be more meaningful, with all of your wishes being taken care of. Call us today for personalized assistance in creating your own plan. Conger Morris, we'll always be there.
So 29-0 ball game as the Challengers get ready to kick it away. A pick six by Luke Wilson. Segundo and Gonzalez back deep to receive the kick, end over end by Fianaka, and it's taken a shorter kick. Derek Quarter with the return. He'll run it up to about the 35-yard line, and the Pirates will get set to try it again offensively.
Yeah, so far, game pretty much dominated by the Challengers, and really the best chances that the Pirates have had is when the Challengers have turned the football over. Other than that, in the second quarter, the Challengers really dominated this second quarter. Phoenix with minus 5 yards in the quarter and an interception, and the Challengers, interception return touchdown and about 30 yards in offense so far.
Now they're going to go ahead, and they got a couple of backs back there. Now we got Devi back there along with Braden Winters. And there's a fumble on the play. Ball loose. And it looks like a recovery by Cascade Christian.
I think so. Fumbled by one of the Phoenix backs. Winters, I think, dropped that ball. Had it a little bit in his hands, but then the exchange was not clean. The ball comes out, and Challengers recover. So 2 turnovers now for Phoenix via the fumble, and Cascade Christian right back in business at the Pirate 35.
So 1st and 10 for Cascade at the 35 of Phoenix. Scaglione in the backfield along with quarterback Moody. In motion is Luke Wilson. He'll take it on the fly sweep, breaks it to the outside. Derek Quarter chases him down as Wilson runs it down to the 31.
Yeah, looks like he got about 4 on the play. So the Challengers moving the ball. The clock moving. 6:29 to go here in the second quarter. Trips again to the near side of the field for the Challengers.
So you got Maurer there along with Freilich and Wilson. Empty backfield. And Moody's going to go ahead and throw it to Westlake. Westlake had to make a move to get it, and he runs it. He's going to take it to the corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Challengers.
36 yards on the touchdown to Dylan Westlake. And, boy, once he gets past the first level, he's gone. So a nice fake screen here to the wide side of the field, and then the throwback screen on the backside to Westlake for 36 yards and a Challenger touchdown.
He had to kind of corkscrew himself to get that one, too.
Yeah, and once he got it, though, and got up to speed, he went – that was like a hot knife through butter, right to the end zone.
Mason Hoffman now to attempt the point after. 35-0 ball game here, second quarter. And the kick is up, and it is good.
So 6:05 left to go here in the second quarter. Challengers back on the board, and they lead it 36-0.
All right, we'll take a quick 1-minute timeout, and then on the other side of this break, we'll have more high school football coming your way on TableRockSports.net.
Diverse venues, we got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Okay, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros in you.
Discover the West Coast destination for those seeking more. More sunny days, more athletic facilities, more outdoor adventures, more to do during downtime. Medford is your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Short kick, Ackpen has it for Phoenix. He'll take it out across the 35-yard line. So, again, a relatively short kick by Challenger standards, and that will give the Pirates good field position here in the second quarter.
And clear out to the 37-yard line for Phoenix. But again, they've struggled to do much here in the football game, as they had, again, 9 yards in passing and minus 6 yards rushing for a total offense of just 3 yards so far in this one. Challenger defense has been up to its usual standards and made adjustments after that initial first drive where the Pirates got their one first down.
So the Pirate offense will come out, and it looks like once again we return to Montez at quarterback. He'll put Winters to his left. Split out wide left is Akpan. 3 receivers set for the Pirates. Throw and kind of a floater out there. The catch made by Gonzalez, but an immediate stop by the Challenger defense. I believe that was Luke Wilson there.
And it was lost for a loss of a couple of yards on the play, and maybe just 1 yard.
Upshot of it all, the second down and long for Phoenix. Split out wide to the left is Akpan. Wide to the right is Wyatt Dean. They'll go ahead and hand it to Winters. Winters going to try the left side.
I think he gets back to about the line of scrimmage.
So that'll bring up a 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, really no gain on the play. And so far, the interior of that Challenger's defensive line doing a good job in there of really controlling the line of scrimmage. You see, we got Zach Cook in there. We got Fianaka in there for the Challengers.
Jack Nips
on that line. And floating behind those 3 guys is that excellent linebacking core for the Cascade Christian Challengers. Mason Hoffman.
3rd and long. They're going to try to float a pass up there. Making the catch is Akpan. Pirate first down. And Akpan, he's kind of the Pirates' answer to Peyton Maurer, one of those guys that you can throw those jump balls up to.
And that's exactly what they did there. Just threw it up to him, and he just out-jumped Dylan Westlake on the play. And a nice big first down for Phoenix, just their second of the first half.
Well, that's just going to be a tough matchup no matter how athletic Westlake is. You got Akpan at 6'4", Westlake at about 5'8". Well,
if he turned his head a little bit sooner, he might have had a chance to pick that, actually. But he didn't get his head around quite quick enough.
On first down, and the Challenger defense promptly wraps that up there in the bottom of the pile for The men in white are Derek Farmer and Ashton Moody.
Yeah, Ashton Moody stuffed that play. Winters just had nowhere to go. He ran as soon as he got the football. Ashton Moody was right there almost at the same time he got the handoff.
So, we see these guys all over the place, and Challenger superfan Dave gets a kick out of all the different words that I use, and I think my word here is going to be obfuscate. Our guys are so multi-talented that it obfuscates positions.
Oh, boy. I'm going to stay away from that. But nice job by that time by Ashton Moody of coming through the gap and in the backfield right to meet the receiver.
Man in motion, and, that fly sweep didn't fly.
No, it did not fly. Lost about 3 yards.
Sal Segundo, he wants the license number of that truck.
Yeah, he does. That was a nice job by the Challengers of recognizing the fly sweep and getting out there and making a tackle for loss right again at the point of the handoff. And when you can't get the handoff done without a challenger in the backfield, that's a big problem if you're the Pirates.
Well, when it comes to that play, the Challengers know a thing or two because they've seen a thing or two. They've run it a couple of times themselves.
Well, they have to play defense against that same play in practice, as the Challenger offense very familiar with that little play.
3rd and an acre, and making a run out split wide left is Wyatt Dean.
And I think we have a delay of game penalty. Delay a game against the Pirates. So that'll be a 5-yard penalty. 2:02 to go here in the second quarter. Challengers lead it, as you can see on your scoreboard, 36-0. And really been a dominant performance by the Challengers, especially the front seven, as again, Phoenix has ran the ball 19 times for minus 10 yards. 19 times for minus 10 yards. So that Challenger linebacking core and defensive line has done a job so far tonight.
So it'll bring up a 3rd and an acre. And they're going to go ahead and hand the ball to Winters. Winters will get the ball out across the 45-yard line. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Winters picks up about 3 yards. And the punt team coming out for the Pirates. Minute 19 clock running here in the second quarter.
Well, it looks like they may go ahead and go with a different look here in terms of kicking the ball away here in the second quarter. Can't get a good glimpse that it might be Nathaniel Tom, an offensive lineman that's going to kick it. High snap, and he eludes a rusher, so good heads-up kick there by the Pirates.
And actually a beautiful kick, the best kick of the night by the Pirates, and he had to do a little fake punt to slide away from the rush and get that one off.
Oh my goodness. I tell you what, but no, good poise under pressure there, and now the Challengers will get it back as time winds down on the first half of play.
Yeah, due to the interception for a touchdown and a couple of short Challenger drives, they have only had 4 plays here in the second quarter. So they want to see if they can get down the field here. And I think we got 12 guys on the field for the Pirates.
So flag on the carpet.
That'll give the Challengers 5 yards, I think.
So it was really interesting as I see offensive coordinator Marty Maurer over there. We had to get quite a primer this week, an update from Ryan Sample. Challengers with 12 assistants on their coaching staff. And some of those positions have changed along the way. It's actually Coach Getman that'll call the plays, but with play input, an offensive coordinator is Coach Maurer.
And, of course, I think Scaglione sends him in.
And then dodging danger there is Moody. He completes the pass to Maurer. Maurer has the football, working his way up the sideline inside the 40-yard line where it'll be a Challenger first down.
25 yards on the reception by Maurer, and he was left wide open in the flat. The Challengers, I think, called a timeout to conserve some time here as they have the ball now down at the Phoenix 40.
Before or after the game is a great time to visit Dutch Bros and enjoy your favorite beverage. When you stop to get your Dutch love, please tell them thanks for sponsoring these live athletic streams on Table Rock Sports. Next up for the Challengers, looking at their schedule ahead, they'll be taking on Lakeview at home next Friday night.
Yeah, and Lakeview currently ranked number 2 in the OSAA.
Yeah, what a season that's been. I don't know about you, but we knew that Lakeview was pretty competitive last year, but I don't know that I was expecting them to be the number 2 team out of the league.
Well, I kind of expected South Umpqua to be a bit better than them, but they beat South Umpqua this year already, did Lakeview, and that's one of the reasons they're ahead of the Challengers in the rankings. As remember, the Challengers have both Lakeview and South Umpqua yet to play on their schedule, and I think it'll be an interesting game. Certainly at home, the Challengers glad to have them at home this year, and yeah, probably the biggest challenges are coming up. South Umpqua usually plays the Challengers tough every year, and definitely Lakeview this year. If you look at points against, Lakeview has given up very few points as well. Their defense must be pretty tough.
So now the Challengers with the football on a 1st and 10. Moody at quarterback. Scaglione joining him in the backfield. Moody going to uncork it here. Looking for an open man, but good pass defense there by the Pirates. That's Wyatt Dean swatting it away.
Yeah, that one a little bit of a duck by he had the right guy out there to throw the ball to, but it got a little wobbly on him. And it looks like there's a hold against the Challengers anyway, so this one's going to get a penalty against Cascade Christian. Why are they talking to the Challengers? The hold is against Cascade Christian, right? Yes, it is. So they're marking it off now. 10-yard penalty against the Challengers.
So that'll end up making it a
1st and 20.
First and a long way to go.
1st and 20 with 26 seconds left to go here. Love to see something similar to what the Challengers did last time where they got Maurer out in the flat down the field.
First and a fur piece. First down. Or to reach the first, they need to get down to the 30-yard line. Moody dropping back, looking long. He's going to uncork the throw. Has a man.
Oh! Doggone it. Christopher Freilich needed to catch that one. It was right in his hands. A nice throw by Moody on the 4 verticals by the Challengers, and Freilich, unfortunately, not able to hang on to it.
So now we'll bring up a 2nd down and 20.
And the bigger thing is just 20 seconds now left on the clock. Clock not in the Challengers' favor here with 50 yards to go.
So Moody. Scaglione there in for the block. Moody looking long for Maurer. Maurer going to try to run in and make the catch.
And they're saying it's incomplete.
They ruled it incomplete.
And the chain gang took off. Thought it was a first down. So now they got to get them back here.
Wait a minute, get back here.
You got to make sure that the ball is caught before you go running down the field with the chains.
Official ruling that the ball hit the turf. Maurer tried to run towards it.
He almost got it. I mean, from our angle, we couldn't tell.
And a timeout called by Cascade. John L. Scott scoreboard showing the Challengers leading in the ball game by a score of 36-0. We'll take a timeout. Be back with more here on TableRockSports.net.
what do you do when a loved one has been wrongfully injured or killed? It's simple. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Pick it up. Let's go. Come on. Defense. Defense. What am I teaching you at home? Has this kid played before? Shoot it. Oh. Ah. Come on, ref. Open your eyes. Can't you see out there? So, which one's your kid?
The referee.
You can be a parent, athlete, coach, or an official, but you can only be one. Know your role.
So what do you do when you can't work because you were injured on the job? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
36-0 here late in the second quarter. You can tell that the challengers would like to go ahead and put one more on the board before they go to the halftime locker room, but this drive may be a bit emblematic of the, well, frankly, sloppy first half that it's been.
Yeah, it has been somewhat of a sloppy first half for Cascade Christian. More in the first quarter. I think they settled down here a little bit in the second quarter, but that first quarter was a rough one. And you can tell Pirates now in a little bit of a prevent defense after a couple of opportunities by the challengers were somewhat wasted.
Rolling out to his left is Moody. He has a man, and Westlake can't hold on to it.
Yeah, that ball is high and outside, if you know what I mean, and Westlake not able to hold on. And I think that brings up fourth down, doesn't it?
I think so, and it goes without saying. Well, I don't know. I don't suppose it's completely a given, but I would expect I would go ahead and take one more crack at it.
Yeah, they with just 6 seconds here, it's probably going to be the old Hail Mary. We'll see how far Ashton Moody can throw the football and how far down the field Peyton Maurer can run. They've got 3 receivers on the other side, and yet look at Phoenix's defense. It's all slid over toward Maurer.
So trip receivers out to the left. Peyton Maurer out to the right. Moody dropping back, getting some pressure, looking downfield, starting to run out of time, and, well, Luke Wilson can't hold on to the football.
Well, it's kind of been that kind of a half, hasn't it?
It has been. And the best thing you can probably say about this half is it's over.
There you go.
So the Challengers lead at the half by a score of 36-0. We'll take a timeout and be back with the Medford Parks and Recreation halftime report. And that will follow these messages on TableRockSports.net.
It's game day or a family get-together. Sherm's has the quality products and prices that will make you cheer. Sherm's Thunderbird Market, Medford's original discount grocery store.
Daily adventures this summer starts at Pinnacle 365. Accelerate your day with morning motivation. Freshly ground, swiftly brewed. Add some extra crunch to your lunch with our mouth-watering crispy crunchy chicken. The perfect combination of crispy juicy chicken and irresistible flavors. Earn free rewards and save at least 16 cents a gallon with our Peak Rewards app. Get supercharged and add to your fuel savings when you purchase Core Water, Nestle Ice Cream, and Red Bull. This summer, let's meet at the Peak and save on our daily adventures.
You want diverse venues? We got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
It's halftime, and your halftime report brought to you by the Medford Parks and Recreation Department. Visit playmedford.com for the latest recreation guide. All the sports leagues, classes, and special events await you. Visit playmedford.com to learn more. Let's go ahead and, as you see the performers from the Phoenix High Marching Band out on the field, we'll go ahead and give you a recap of the scoring from the first half. Opening the scoring in the ball game, it was the Challengers getting on the board first. The punter Gonzalez stepped out of the back of the end zone and attempting a punt. that gave the rare safety and the Challengers the 2-0 lead. Then with 3:59 left to go in the first quarter of play, Caleb Scaglione gives the Challengers their first touchdown of the game. Scaglione gets a nice hole blown open for him by the Challenger line, and he runs in from 20 yards out. The point after attempt by Hoffman good to make it 9-0. With the score 9-0, 11:54 to go in the first quarter. It was Luke Wilson. He would take it on the fly sweep on a 9-yard touchdown run. Point after by Hoffman good. And that would give the Challengers a 16-0 lead. And then the Challengers would go to the air. It would be Moody with his favorite target, Peyton Maurer, who had 21 catches coming into the ball game. He ends up making the catch, runs it home. Point after attempt by Hoffman good to make it a 23-0 game. Then, with 7 minutes left to go, the Challengers get some scoring from their defense. Pirates attempt the throw. It's picked off by Wilson. Wilson will take it up the sideline. Outruns the posse for the touchdown. The point after attempt by, ended up having to be a 2-point conversion attempt as there were problems with the snap. Hoffman tried to complete it to Maurer, and that didn't materialize, and that ended up making it a 29-0 ball game. Then, late in the second quarter, Moody connects with Dylan Westlake. Westlake twists around, makes the nice catch, and scrambles home. And the point after attempt, good by Hoffman to give us our halftime score of 36-0. Right now, let's go ahead and pause for a 2-minute timeout. When we return, we'll be back with more of the Medford Parks and Recreation Department halftime report here on TableRockSports.net.
Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
This is Maya. As an embedded systems engineering student at Rogue Community College, Maya spends a lot of time in the lab, learning circuit design and making great connections with her instructors and classmates. By riding the bus and not owning a car, Maya saves almost $1,000 a month. RVTD helps Maya get to and from class safely and easily, enabling her to invest in her bright future at Oregon Tech. Way to go, Maya!
Are very curious about your new family member.
Hello. We built her so we could get a family plan.
Well, with US Cellular, it's just $19.99 per line for 1, 2, or 3 lines.
Oh.
I guess we don't need a 4th line anymore.
This is awkward.
US Cellular, built for us.
Visit US Cellular at Siskiyou, Southern Oregon's exclusive authorized agent for US Cellular, now serving Roseburg and Klamath Falls. See SOUScellular.com for details.
Your halftime show brought to you on Table Rock Sports by the Medford Parks and Recreation Department. Be keeping your eyes and ears open for the opening of Rogue X, scheduled to come up early next year. They'll have a great facility with opportunities for a wide variety of sports and activities out at the Howard Memorial Park. And right now, Mark, I think it's time for a look at the halftime stats. And, you know, there are sometimes when the stats don't really tell the whole story. Maybe in this case it does.
Yeah, it really does. If you look at the stats from the first half, Challengers defense dominant in this one. Just 2 first downs in the first half for Phoenix. They ran the ball 20 times for -7 yards. Passing, 3 for 5 for just 26 yards. So 19 yards of total offense for Phoenix in the first half. So, that was a rough half for them. They did also have an interception and a couple of fumbles. Return yards, 45. Total offense, 64 yards. Penalties for Phoenix, they had 5 penalties for 30 yards. And just all-around domination by the Cascade defense. Just a great job defensively by the Cascade Christian Challengers. In the first half for the Challengers, they had 10 first downs. Rushing yards, they carried it 8 times for 71 yards. Passing, Moody, 8 for 15 for 151 yards. So 222 yards on the ground and through the air for the Challengers. 1 interception for Moody. His first one of the year, I think, so far this year. Return yards for Cascade Christian, 10. So total offense for the Challengers, 232 yards. And penalties, Cascade with just the 1 penalty for 5 yards on a false start. So pretty good job there. But they also had a fumble that they lost. So they had 2 turnovers in that first half, both in the first quarter, the interception and the fumble. And that's something we haven't seen them do so far this year, is turn the ball over. Phoenix, on the other hand, also had, the interception and 2 fumbles. So 3 turnovers for the Pirates, 2 turnovers for the Challengers, and so far a pretty ugly game, really, when you look at it.
It really is. It really is. Well, and of course, we've talked a little bit about what's coming up with the Lakeview game next week. In fact, Lakeview will be in action. I guess one of those teams that you can't sleep on. They'll be taking on Coquille tomorrow in what could be proved to be a very interesting ball game. And then coming up in a couple of weeks, might as well take the opportunity, especially while I got a member of the ASB team standing by, reminding us that coming up in a couple of weeks is homecoming. It'll be homecoming and senior night as the Challengers lock horns with St. Mary's in the Holy Bowl. And so looking forward to getting everybody together. I know that they're going to have a meal tent for the alumni, although these alumni might be a little busy working that night.
Well, somebody's got to do it.
And it's also, we got blackout. It's just going to be a lot of fun. It'll be a great opportunity to get everybody together. And then, of course, for the Challengers winding up their regular season will be a road date against South Umpqua. So, after a few weeks like this, the degree of the difficulty begins ramping up for Cascade down the home stretch.
Yeah, you look at the last 3 games. You've got Lakeview, St. Mary's, and St. Mary's having a rough year, but it's always a rivalry game. It's always tough, and South Umpqua. So 2 of those 3 teams ranked in the top 10, and will be tough. Both of those, South Umpqua and Lakeview, will both be really tough for the Challengers. And I think it's one of those years where we're really glad we don't have Lakeview in Lakeview. Because even last year, if we remember correctly, there was some interesting calls over in Lakeview, even though the Challengers won the game by quite a bit.
Yeah. You never know what you're going to get when you get over there. And I think, you can almost spot a team, a touchdown or 2 right off the bus.
Well, and that's why I think it's great that the Challengers have this one at home.
Absolutely. Well, and the broadcasters don't mind it either.
No, that's for sure. Nobody likes that trip.
No. So we're going to go ahead and take a quick timeout right here. John L. Scott scoreboard showing the Challengers leading 36-0. We'll take a 2-minute break and then getting ready for the start of the second half right after these messages.
I ride the bus because it helps me get places on my own terms. Another day, another ride. And it's all thanks to Sophie. Everybody say hello to Sophie.
We ride the bus to get to school. We used to carpool from Medford, but this way, we don't have to worry about gas or parking.
Another day, another opportunity for David to be a public menace.
Hey. Whoa!
So, Mark, you know Sadie Page?
We probably met once before.
She
probably.
does all the
with names and faces, so.
scoreboard operation stuff during basketball season.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. And that's Mark, and then this is my son Johnny. And yeah, she's one of my. We have 3 juniors in my broadcast class this year. We got Jack and Noah, the tender.
Noah's a junior?
Yeah.
I thought he was a sophomore.
I always think he's a sophomore too, but he just didn't go to Cascade his freshman year.
Jeep Adventure Days at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. We're stocked up on a great selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course Ram trucks. Choose from our great inventory of new 23 Jeep Gladiator and Cherokee 4x4 models, or test drive a new 23 Ram 1500 4x4. Shop online today with our online process to calculate your own payment, whether it's a lease, finance, or cash payment. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Come enjoy the patio weather and a brand new menu at Tap Rock Northwest Grill, where friends and family gather and memories are made. Come visit us today or visit our website.
What will be interesting, not having Drew this season.
I ride the bus because it helps me get places on my own terms. Another day, another ride. And it's all thanks to Sophie. Everybody say hello to Sophie.
We ride the bus to get to school. We used to carpool from Medford, but this way, we don't have to worry about gas or parking.
Another day, another opportunity for David to be a public menace.
Hey.
Whoa!
Contender, they say.
Back here at Jack Woodard Stadium in Phoenix, we're just moments away from the start of the second half. You know, I think this is just going to be one of these situations where I'm going to shut these microphones down and just let the band perform.
Sure.
Well, that takes me back to a few years when my oldest daughter was attending Crater High School, and they had Pride of the Northwest over at Grants Pass High School, and Grants Pass got so good at it, they didn't compete anymore, that they would just kind of do an exhibition, but that was a marching band of the quality that they would find themselves in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade, and
on many occasions.
Yeah, you see a lot of good talent down in this neck of the woods, and I know in that Pride of the Northwest competition, Phoenix usually one of the top bands competing, and I've been watching them a little bit. They scored an upset win in boys soccer this week. They've been a little down. I mean, the last several years, first under Dennis Flanner and then Chris Gallegos after that, they had a really great run for several years with their boys program. A little bit down this year, but they scored an upset win earlier this week. I know as far as the Challenger sports go, the cross-country team in action tomorrow at the Stan Goodell, the Legend meet up at Hidden Valley tomorrow. And then also the Challenger girls soccer team is going to be in action over on Field 14, taking on the vaunted St. Mary's Crusaders. Haven't quite the program continues to make strides under Jonathan Hillis, but haven't quite cracked the code yet.
Well,
on the Crusaders.
Well, that's always a tough code to crack. It seems like very few times that the boys soccer or girls soccer program, for that matter, has beaten the Crusaders. They seem to. We seem to take care of them in football, and they seem to take care of us in soccer in generally speaking.
Yes. Yeah, then in volleyball will be interesting to see how that all plays out. Lakeview played the Crusaders in volleyball and beat the Crusaders last night. And so it'll be interesting. Speaking of the volleyball program, they are going to be playing in a tournament tomorrow over at Pleasant Hill, and as I understand, along with the Challengers, you got 3 of the best programs in the state competing up there. So it'll be interesting. You know, all these years later, I still don't get used to that.
That's the cannon they have here at. We're just lucky they haven't scored a bunch of touchdowns because that'd be shaking our booth on a more regular basis. But so far, the only times they've had a chance to fire it off have been at halftime and to start the game. So I think it does take your breath away when you're not expecting it. That's for sure.
Yeah, I know it sure did me. But anyway, the teams are getting ready to take the field and get ready for the start of the second half.
So I'm headed to Boise this weekend to see Mr. Booker get Zach Booker get married here on Saturday. So just give a little shout out to Zach. Hope he's really ready for this. We'll see, but. I suspect he'll go through with it. We'll report back when I get back.
You never know with Zach. You just never know. And by the way, there's going to be a class of 2013 reunion next week, and they're going to come out to the ball game. Daniel Scotto and company, and right there, the return by Caleb Scaglione. I don't know whether a lot of those guys from the Challenger class of 2013 will recognize the things that Coach Getman and company are doing with the program now.
Yeah, it's certainly a little different from the old double wing, isn't it?
Oh, it most certainly is. But I still remember Scotto throwing a really nice completion to Tanner Parker against Scio in the playoffs up at Cottage Grove, and what an exciting game that was as the Challengers came from behind to win that one. 1st and 10 for Cascade. Wilson will go in motion from the right side. The hand to Scaglione. He'll go ahead and take it out to the left side, crosses the 40-yard line out midfield, and gets it well into Pirate territory. And he'll pick up another Challenger first down.
18 yards on the first carry of the second half for Skaggs. And a nice pickup and a big first down for the Challengers into Pirate territory.
Challengers will have trips to the right. That's Wilson along with Peyton Maurer and Christopher Freilich.
Going a little up-tempo now are the Challengers, and as soon as they try that, we get a false start. Second penalty of the game for the Challengers.
So they'll walk this off against Cascade. That'll move it back to midfield.
That might have been on one of the receivers out here because they're chatting with the referee a little bit. So 1st and 15 now for the Challengers.
Moody. The Scaglione on his right.
What do we have going on over here?
And a flag on the play. And a little bit of excited conversation, it looks like.
Well, I'm guessing there was some sort of jabbering from the sideline about that last penalty from the Challenger coaches, because it seems like Coach Getman and the referee having a little chat.
And you almost can kind of see them bobbing back and forth a little bit, maybe discussing.
And they're going to call unsportsmanlike conduct against the Challengers. So, 5-yard penalty and a 15-yard penalty. I think that's a 15-yard penalty. Will push the Challengers way back here after that one. And I think, like I said, I think that one came from the sideline. And
yeah.
And anyway.
Yeah, from the Challenger coaching staff.
Yes. So the coaching staff gets involved in the game, which you hate to see.
Yeah.
At least in that way.
Right. So first and way long for the Challengers. And Scaglione will go ahead and take off and run with it. He'll keep his feet out across the 40-yard line to the 42.
Give him 8 yards on the carry. Picks up some of that penalty yardage back.
Well, the difficult thing about those kind of discussions, usually, well, there's a winner and a loser, and usually the winner is not the coach.
No, it, generally speaking, doesn't bode well for you when you get those kind of penalties.
Wilson in motion. He'll go ahead and take it on the fly sweep. Gets it to the outside past Ackpen. He's across midfield to the 40, to the 30, to the 20, to the 10. And he is pushed out of bounds at about the 7-yard line. We're talking about the class of 13. Brings back memories of Brandon Williams.
Yeah, that was a 50-yard, 52-yard run. And it doesn't matter if it's, 3rd and 30 there, as Luke Wilson picks up 52 and puts the Challengers right on the 5-yard line. That's a great fly sweep right there.
So suddenly things are looking up for the Challengers. And it's Mason Hoffman with the football. He carries it in. Touchdown.
And there you go. Mason Hoffman doing a lot of the work in the line on the offense, and also from his linebacker position gets an opportunity to carry the football, and he goes in from 5 yards out.
Well, here you go, Mason. Here's your highlight.
Better hang on to that one, Jim.
You betcha. He had running room. Good job there by his mates on the offensive line to create room for him, and it's a 42-0 ball game, and now Hoffman will attempt the point after. So Ryder got one earlier in the season. Now it's Hoffman's turn. Kick is up, and it is good. John L. Scott scoreboard, Challengers 43, and the Pirates nothing. We'll take a timeout and be back with more here on TableRockSports.net.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Come enjoy the patio weather and a brand new menu at Tap Rock Northwest Road, where friends and family gather and memories are made. Come visit us today or visit our website.
Challengers off the Mason Hoffman touchdown with a 43-0 lead here in the third quarter. And Segundo will take it. And he gets some good blocking ahead of him. Good return by the Pirates. And you got to say, for the Pirates, field position has not been, for the most part, a real problem with them. The return game has done a good job of setting them up.
They really have. They've done a nice job on the return of the kicks and have put themselves in decent field position, with the exception of the one where they kind of dropped a knee to pick the football up back at the 5. But other than that, they've had decent field position most of the night on the kick returns. And they come out here for their first offensive possession of the third quarter. 5:34 to go here in the third quarter. Clock's running now as the score is 43-0.
So Pirates come out, and
Kellen Klecker running out to greet the receiver out here.
As only Kellen can. And then they'll hand on first down to Winters, but he's not going anywhere. Christopher Freilich with the stop for Cascade.
Yeah, Christopher Freilich doing a nice job there of flowing to the football, along with Mason Hoffman again. Loss of a couple on the play.
So the struggles continue for the Pirates. It's just been one of those nights for them. And of course, though, this Challenger defense been stingy against all comers all season long.
Absolutely. Mason Hoffman again. He is having another night.
Yes, he is. And there with the carry for the Pirates. Parker Devy with it, 5'10", 180-pound junior.
And it has been a rough night for the Pirates offensive line.
Well, they say that speed kills, and the Challengers never have a shortage of that. So a third down and long for Phoenix.
And there's Kellen Klecker with a nice, he gets around the block of Gonzalez for Phoenix and makes a nice tackle for a loss himself. Good job by Klecker there, getting around the block and making a tackle on the backfield for, I think, another loss of a couple of yards there.
So it'll bring up fourth and long for the Pirates, who will get ready to punt it away. And it looks like kicking it away will be Diago Vaca. He was the same kicker who probably fired off their best punt of the night. This one maybe not quite the same, but at least it got some air underneath it. And
it's not returned. A couple of good things. So Challengers, though, will get good field position at the Phoenix Pirate 45.
So the Challengers now see if we start to see some substitutions work their way into the Challenger lineup. Looks like several of the gentlemen that started this ball game are still in there, although we see Klecker in as a receiver in this series, and also checking into the game is Bryson Walker. Bryson's dad, Toby Walker, a coach for the Pirates several years ago. And Walker going to go ahead.
Nope.
And actually, it is Scaglione with it.
He fooled about everybody in the field, I think. As
yes.
Most everybody thought Bryson Walker had the ball, but nope, Skaggs with a 24-yard burst up the middle.
Well, that's the whole thing. Not only does it work because Walker does a good job selling it, but Scaglione's just gone.
Well, he's very fast, in case you haven't figured that out yet. Speed, as you mentioned earlier, does kill.
Well, and Scaglione, one of those guys who, plays in track and field, and right now he completes the pass. I believe that's Westlake with the reception.
Looks like Westlake out there, about a 15-yard catch.
So Scaglione, with Farmer limited in his ability to be able to throw a football right now due to injury, that's giving Scaglione an opportunity, and my guess is we'll probably see Grady Sickler getting some varsity snaps here before this game is out.
Yeah, I would guess probably when we get to the fourth quarter. Remember, some of those JV players, if they played JV, they only have 1 quarter left. And it looks like the clock is going to run out here. There's 35 seconds left. The Challengers don't look like they're in a hurry to run a play here. And so the quarter will run out.
I see Jack Nips making his way off the field. Evan Stonehill checking in for Cascade. "14 seconds and counting left to go in the third."
Looks like there's a penalty against the Challengers. What was the penalty about? Don't know.
And the horn sounds, and that will end the third quarter of play. Your score after 3, it is Cascade Christian 43, Phoenix nothing. We'll be back after this 1-minute timeout on TableRockSports.net.
Thanks for the ride. I'll see you after the game.
Hey,
Dear Katie, I've been your #1 fan since I watched your first game all those years ago, and I still love watching you play. But I wanted to see you win so badly that my competitive nature got the best of me. I lost track of what's important. I thought I was supporting you, but I was really just embarrassing you. I'm not your coach, and I'm not an official. I forgot my role. I'm your parent, and you deserve better. From here on, I promise to keep my emotions under control. I'll cheer for you and all the other players, no matter the score, no matter the outcome. Thank you for sharing with me how I can do a better job of supporting you, your team, your coaches, and the sports you love. Still your #1 fan. Love, Dad.
Getting set for the fourth quarter of play. Cascade Christian cruising along in this one.
Bunch of different guys, looks like, or several different guys on the offensive line here.
Yes, Seiss there along with Stonehill, Cook, Breitler. I believe that might be Scotty Van Dyke at right tackle. Bryson Walker, the slot receiver, in motion. They'll go ahead and hand it off, and that is Fianaka with the carry.
And he gets about 4 or 5 yards.
So good first down pickup, and well, that's what they say about the successful football teams. They run the ball well, and they stop the run, and the Challengers have done both quite well this evening.
Yeah, 183 yards rushing so far for the Challengers.
Again, they fake the fly sweep. Scaglione manages to keep his feet, and
Touchdown.
He's got a nose for the goal line, and he gets in.
And that's a 24-yard touchdown run, 23-yard touchdown run for Skaggs on the quarterback keep.
Well, Scaglione has definitely had a busy night. Once again, does a nice job of selling the fly sweep with Walker. Spins out of a would-be tackle. Keeps his feet, no slowing him down, and he's in. $49-0 ball game, and now Hoffman will attempt the point after. Looked like there might have been a little miscount there, and Eli Young makes his way quickly off the field. And a little bit of trouble there all the way around. One of those adventures in special team situations. But nonetheless, the Challengers, thanks to Scaglione, add to their lead. It's 49-0. We'll take a timeout and be back after these messages.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
Any time is a good time to plan your funeral, except at the time of the funeral. At Conger Morris, we know that there are so many advantages to planning ahead. It eases the burden on our families at their worst time. Pre-planning also alleviates their stress, knowing the funeral costs are already taken care of. And it allows your service to be more meaningful, with all of your wishes being taken care of. Call us today for personalized assistance in creating your own plan. Conger Morris, we'll always be there.
When you get them bad, that's what you see.
Player Segundo cramping up there, being attended to by the training staff for Phoenix. Glad to see him get up off the field. And
I was glad to see it's just a cramp, especially on something like an extra point. You hate to see somebody get hurt ever, but even in those kind of situations, not good. And looks like the Challengers are going to have quite a few different bodies on kickoff coverage now.
Yes, they are. I see number 9 making his way out on the field. That's Carson Willard.
Yeah, Carson had some injury problems himself this year and hasn't had a chance to play much football.
And then we also see out there number 56 is Legend Landers. And Eli Young out there, also out there. Have no idea who 59 is. But
Wyatt Hurley, maybe?
That might be Hurley, yeah. Oh, wait a minute. You're right, it is, because he wears 54 and 59. That's what happens when you have the ever abundant different jersey styles.
Mm-hmm.
And also Bryson Walker out there on the coverage. Number 14 is Caleb Parker, another one of your basketball players.
Yeah.
Yep. Seth Scaglione in there as well. Fianaka. And that one will roll into the end zone, and that takes care of that. So the Pirates get it back here early in the fourth quarter. Clock running.
10 minutes, 33 seconds to go here. It looks like a lot of the first... Well, looks like Peyton Maurer still out there, and the aforementioned Mason Hoffman out there with. So most of the first team defense, it looks like, at least out there to start this possession.
Well, I think that's one of those deals where when you've got about just a little over, just about 36 players on the team, and you have about at least 3 of them that I can think of that are out injured, that it limits your ability to put subs in the game.
Well, and plus you want to make sure you have your base defense out there to start with, and then you kind of tend to sub one guy at a time, I think, is the way the Challengers typically do that.
So on first down with the carry is Parker Devy. And no gain on the play as it brings up second down and long.
Phoenix still in the negative territory rushing the football so far tonight. Haven't got it to the positive side of the ledger yet. A lot of that due to some sacks and dropped balls by the quarterback back behind the line of scrimmage, but still have struggled all night against the Challenger defense to run the football.
Montez taking the snap, the ball loose on the rug.
I think one of the Pirates got back on top of that, and then actually they gained a yard or so.
Checking into the Challenger lineup, Wyatt Hurley's in there. Also coming in will be Caleb Scaglione into the defensive secondary for Cascade.
Yeah, like I said, you'll start to see those guys come in one by one for the Challengers.
So we find ourselves with a 3rd and 9 for the Pirates.
9:17 to go, clock running here. in the fourth quarter.
So they come out of the break and split wide to the right is Akpan. And then it is Wyatt Dean split wide over to the left.
And I think, what do we got?
Timeout by Phoenix.
Well, I believe the play clock was just about to run out on them.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Tap Rock Northwest Bar and Grill in Grants Pass, Elmer's Restaurants of Medford, and the Southern Oregon Sports Commission's Know Your Role campaign, promoting respectful behavior at youth sporting events. Fall sports action is brought to you by our title sponsor, Lithia Superstore Jeep Dodge Chrysler, and our presenting sponsor, Siskiyou Cellular of Southern Oregon. New stores are opening in Roseburg and Klamath Falls, now with 9 locations to serve you.
And I think Phoenix, the reason they called that timeout was they were just about to, run the play clock out. I saw the back judge here put his hand up, and they weren't ready to go yet, so I think they called timeout to avoid the penalty. You mentioned it, 3rd down and 9 for Phoenix here.
It indeed has been a rough night for the Pirates, and but nonetheless, I suppose if you look for positives you can take away, it's not the 82-0 game that we saw last year, that you can see what the Pirates want to implement in their system, and it's just a matter of, continuing to build the program.
Exactly. You got to start somewhere.
Montez throws it, pass complete, tackle made by Bryson Walker. Making the catch for the Pirates is Alberto Gonzalez, 5'9", 155-pound senior.
And he picks up about 4 yards on the play.
So it'll be a 4th and about 6. And getting set to kick it away, Diago Vaca.
And Scaglione back to receive for the Challengers at about the 50-yard line.
All the special teams trying to get situated here, the coverage unit for Phoenix. And a nice high punt, maybe a little bit on the short side, but Scaglione can do nothing more than call for the fair catch there.
Which is good because he had big number 13, Akpan, right on top of him as he made the nice fair catch. Always makes you nervous when you got somebody like that right on top of you as you're trying to catch a football.
Yes, it has a way of just kind of like adding a little bit of nerves to it.
Challengers out there now with additional substitutes in.
Yep, looks like we got Eli Young in there. He's going to see a little bit of playing time along with Caleb Parker.
Sickler in there at quarterback for Cascade Christian, and in the backfield behind him, Bryson Walker.
Also have Hunter Dobbins, number 8 in the lineup. On first down, Sickler going to complete the pass to Dobbins. Dobbins keeps his feet, muscles his way forward from the 45 down to the 43.
And some of you fans out there may be asking, why are the Challengers throwing the football in this situation? But that's like a running play for Cascade Christian. They just throw the ball out in the flat, and it's like a pitch play. The old student body left or right. They just throw the ball out there and let them run with it. So it's just a way of the Challenger offense kind of runs the old USC student body left or right.
Trip receivers out to the left. And now taking off with it is Sickler. Sickler
going to lose a couple yards.
Brought down. Akpan there for Phoenix, giving the hometown faithful something to cheer for here late in the ball game. Sickler, little pitch play to Walker. Walker's going to take off and run with it. And when I say take off where this guy's concerned, I mean take off.
Yes, you do. 10, 15 yards on the carry.
That kid's like a greased cheetah strapped to a bullet train.
Tell you what, he is flying around that corner. And a nice 15-yard run and a Challenger first down.
Well, Challengers with the football here late in the ball game, 49-0. Sickler and basically largely the JV unit seeing some action late in the ball game. They'll hand the ball to Walker. He gets his Jaquiz Rogers on, because that's the thing. He gets into that traffic, it's like you just lose him.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Challengers over 200 yards rushing on the night and about 172 passing, so right around the 400-yard mark. After a slow start is a good place to be, and I think the Pirates jumped off sides right there.
That's what it looked like from here.
And they're going to give the Challengers 5 free yards, which they'll take as the clock continues to run. 4:20 left here in the fourth quarter, clock running.
So Challengers keep their winning streak intact. And Mark, I'm going to have to look back to how long this winning streak is getting to be. Walker there with it. Looks like he should pick up the first down here. He's averaging about 5 yards a carry in limited varsity action this year.
Well, you mentioned the quickness, and again, they run a pitch play to him that time, and he picks up another Challenger first down.
I think really, yeah, the only big thing for him is just making sure that they keep him in one piece at his size. But
he's certainly tough. He's a tough kid, that's for sure. Seen him play basketball, and he very aggressively takes the ball to the hoop in basketball as well.
Here, forward progress will give him a pickup of a couple of yards on the play. And I think here we pretty much see the Challenger MO down the stretch.
Yeah, they're just going to run the football and the clock. 3:09 clock running here in the fourth quarter, and wouldn't be surprised to see them just continue to do this. Phoenix packing the box a little bit now to try and slow the Challengers down.
Twins left and right for the Challengers. Young and Parker to the left. Going in motion from the right, I believe that's Willard right now. Sickler going to take off and run with it. He tries to go to the outside, but good pursuit defensively by the Pirates. Wyatt Dean making the tackle.
Yeah, no gain really on the play for the Challengers. Brings up third down at about 9. Clock running, 2:20 to go, fourth quarter. And we talked about that defense, but, you know, holding Phoenix still to negative yards rushing in this football game. Pretty amazing stat for the Challengers.
Sickler going to go ahead and throw it to the right, complete to Parker. Parker is going to go ahead and get it inside the 10-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds.
And I think he's got the first down.
So the young guys getting a chance to show what they can do here late in the ball game.
Easy rollout and pass from Sickler to Parker. Just a little out route from his slot spot, and he gets around the corner and picks up probably about 10 yards on the play, just enough for the first down.
Joey Menard's wearing 65. He's in the ball game for the Challengers along that offensive line. Single setback is Bryson Walker as Sickler goes under center and takes the snap.
Take a knee. Clock running, 1:19 to go. He'll have to take one more of those, and that will be that, as they say.
Cascade Christian looking to run their record to 6-0 on the season. Like I said, if we go back to last season where they had an unblemished run through to the state championship, got to think that winning streak has gone over 20 games by now. Sickler now under center. Takes a knee. And that's just about all over but the shouting. .24 seconds and counting left to go in the ball game. Today's game brought to you in part by Avista Utilities and our friends from Pinnacle 365. Use your peak rewards to save on gas and snacks on your next road trip with the team. The home of crispy, crunchy chicken, Pinnacle 365. Horn sounds, that will end the ball game. Stay with us for the Southern Oregon Sports Commission's Know Your Role postgame show. That'll come your way next. Visit travelmedford.org and search Know Your Role to see how this campaign is changing the culture of youth sports for the better. We'll recap scoring and look at the key stats, all coming up on the Southern Oregon Sports Commission's Know Your Role postgame show, where we make sports fun again. We'll be back in 2 minutes here on TableRockSports.net.
Diverse venues, we got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Okay, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros in you.
Discover the West Coast destination for those seeking more. More sunny days, more athletic facilities, more outdoor adventures, more to do during downtime. Medford is your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
So what do you do when a loved one has been wrongfully injured or killed? It's simple. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. LetUsFightForYou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Pick it up. Let's go. Come on. Defense. Defense. What am I teaching you at home? Has this kid played before? Shoot it. Oh. Ah. Come on, ref. Open your eyes. Can't you see out there? So, which one's your kid?
The referee.
You can be a parent, athlete, coach, or an official, but you can only be one. Know your role.
So what do you do when you can't work because you were injured on the job? Easy. Just go to LetUsFightForYou.com. That's it. LetUsFightForYou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Back here at Jack Woodard Stadium in Phoenix, the Cascade Christian Challengers pick up a 49-0 victory against the Phoenix Pirates. Looking at the second half scoring, one of the things that the Challengers like to do, because these guys are the epitome of unselfishness in terms of the work that they put in for the team and rarely get much fanfare for it. So in a game like this, maybe it gets a situation for a lineman to score a touchdown, and Mason Hoffman got such an opportunity, and he capitalized here. We'll show you the highlight right here. Hoffman in the backfield. Great blocking for the Challengers. I think probably he could easily give a share of the ball to Zach Cook and Sam Seiss and those guys along the line.
Well, I think they knew he was back there, so they're going to do a little extra effort for their friend, and that's a hole that he didn't even get touched going into the end zone.
No, he didn't. So Hoffman on a 5-yard run, point after good by Hoffman to make it 43-0. And then finally, the icing on the cake came courtesy of Caleb Scaglione, who had quite a night offensively for the Challengers here. He's playing the quarterback position. Runs up the left side.
Great cut by him after he gets through the hole to the left, and no one's going to – he's a pretty quick kid too, I tell you.
Yeah, he is.
That's one thing about this Challenger team that's unique. I think they've got even more speed on this team than maybe we've seen in some of the other teams in the past. Certainly don't have the size of some of those other Challenger teams, but they got the speed, and they put it on display every week.
All right, so that's a look at the second half highlights. How about the stats?
Well, the stats are pretty much, we talked about a little bit of halftime. Phoenix did not – they ended the game with 2 first downs. They got both of those in the first half. They ran the ball 24 times for minus 13 yards. Passing, they were 5 for 7 for 28 yards, so minus 13 and 28 is just 15 yards of offense running and passing for them, and that Challenger defense was awful tough tonight. They did have 60 yards in returns for a total offense for Phoenix of 75 yards, and 6 penalties for the Pirates for 35 yards, and they had, the 2 fumbles and the 1 interception, so they had 3 turnovers on the night. And it was just a rough night all night long for them. The Challenger defense, if you can't execute your offense and you can't get some push on the line, they're blitzing on almost every play. There's going to be somebody in the backfield, and probably more tackles for loss tonight than there were tackles for positive yards. And when that's happening, you're in trouble, and that's kind of what happened, unfortunately, to the Pirates tonight. For the Challengers, they, on the other hand, had 15 first downs for the ball game. They ran the ball 21 times for 231 yards on the ground. Moody tonight, and others, 11 for 18 for 182. So 413 yards between running and passing for the Challengers. They did have the 1 interception in the first quarter and the 1 fumble in the first quarter. And after that first quarter, the offense got a little bit of a rhythm and played pretty well the rest of the night. And then return yards for the Challengers, just 25, a couple of punt returns, and total offense for Cascade Christian, 438 yards. Penalties for the Challengers tonight, 4 penalties for 35 yards, so pretty good night on the penalty front. And all in all, just a dominant performance and kind of what we expected coming in here. You mentioned it last year, the Pirates haven't won a lot of games here. They have been a little more competitive the last several weeks, but they got a ways to go to match the program and the talent, the speed, the execution that the Challengers have. And even though the Challengers struggled in that first quarter to do the things that we normally see them do, they were able to right the ship in the second quarter and really take control of the game.
Well, we'd like to thank you for watching today's broadcast. We'd like to thank Phoenix High School Athletic Director Dave Earhart for hosting the Lithia Superstore Game of the Night on TableRockSports.net and tonight's broadcast. Special thanks to head coaches Charlie Hall and John Getman. Our next Table Rock Sports production featuring Challenger football will be Friday night at Lithia Driveway, Gary Wheeler Field. And as the Challengers host the Lakeview Honkers. Again, the final score on your John L. Scott scoreboard, it was the Challengers 49, Phoenix nothing. This has been a special presentation of Table Rock Sports. Our executive producer is Joe Brett. With Mark McLemore and Johnny McCoy, I'm Jim McCoy saying thanks for watching and good night from Phoenix High School in Phoenix, Oregon.
So what do you do when a loved one has been wrongfully injured